So there are approximately 40 days left before the beginning of Ramadan. And this is what I'm going to do, inshallah, to prepare for it. So it will be the best Ramadan that I have ever seen. Also, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to make sure that the effect of this Ramadan stays with me, even after Ramadan has been completed. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up 1 hour before Fajr starts, so I have enough time to regain consciousness, and I will have enough time to eat food for sihri before I have to start my fast. Normally after Fajr I spend 1 hour memorizing Quran, but this is the time for reading the Quran, so I will withhold my memorization and instead replace that with the reading of the Quran. The next action I want to implement is that I want to try and enter Ramadan sin-free, so I will be able to get the full blessings and the full spirituality of Ramadan. So to do this, because we can have a goal, but if you don't have a system to work towards that goal, it's going to basically be useless, isn't it? So the system that I'm going to be implementing is that I will try to do as much istighfar as I can and read the respective dhikr after each salah. During Ramadan, I want to make an extra effort to read all of my sunnah namaz and generally spend more time in the masajid. So I will go for each namaz, Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib and Isha. I will go before the adhan starts, and I will stay to read my sunnah, and in case there's going to be anything to help out in with the masjid. Also, a quick thing to mention, if you read the Fajr Salah and spend 1 hour in ibadah, which means in worship of Allah, then you pray 2 rakat, you're gonna get the reward as if you did a umrah. So we're gonna try and utilize this time for the 1 hour reading the Quran, and then afterwards I'm gonna pray 2 rakat, and as a result I will be getting a whole entire umrah, the reward of 1 umrah in just 1 hour. Imagine that. Imagine the multiplied reward that we're going to get in Ramadan as well. So imagine the reward that we're going to get if we do this again and again and again for 30 days straight, and not even 30 days straight, after Ramadan has finished as well. So inshallah I will try to do this. And on to my next tip. According to a hadith, the best time to do istighfar is to do it 30 minutes before the Fajr Salah. Once I have completed my fast, I'm going to go to the masjid to pray Fajr Salah in Jamaat. And then once I finish that, I'm going to spend 1 hour and read the Quran, read 1 juz of the Quran, so I will not fall behind with my reading, and I will be able to read the whole entire Quran in this Ramadan. Before, I used to fall short and get to like juz 27, 28, but I didn't really get to the end. So this time I want to make sure I'm comfortably there without having to rush or without having to skip any parts. One extra thing that I want to do when it comes to my prayer is I want to incorporate as much dua as I can in my prayer. So what I will try to do is I will try to do read dua while I'm in my sujood position, while I'm prostrating, because it is said that the best time to make dua is when you are prostrating, because that is when you are closest with your Lord. So that is the best time to make dua. So I will try to incorporate dua, more dua, into my salah by doing this. I want to go from a person who fulfills salah because he has to do it, to a person who fulfills salah because he wants. To add to this, I want to try and read a hadith of what I can do in order to perfect my salah and increase the quality of it, so I will be able to have a perfect salah and be ready for Ramadan. So examples are like reading Surah Al-A'la and Surah Al-Ghashiyah while in for the Jum'ah prayer. So stuff like that, being able to read that, understand that, and implement that and apply that into your daily life, I think will help increase and elevate the quality of my salah. If I'm not going to get anything else from Ramadan, I want to just get one thing out of Ramadan. Inshallah, I will try to make this the best Ramadan that I will in my whole entire life. But if I'm not able to do that, then there's just one thing I want to get from this Ramadan. Any good deeds, any good habits that I start to form in Ramadan, anything that I do inside Ramadan, I am physically able to do outside of Ramadan. That is correct for not just me, for everyone who's going to be watching this video and everyone in the whole entire world. So I think being able to do the stuff that I'm doing in Ramadan, outside of Ramadan, that's going to have a huge and massive impact. So I want to try and keep the habits that I develop inside of Ramadan and keep on doing them outside of Ramadan. The main purpose of Ramadan, one of the main purposes of Ramadan, is to realize that there's only one God, God consciousness, taqwa, that's what it's called in Arabic. This is the main purpose of Ramadan. So if we try to center all of our actions around this one solitary realization, then I think this will help us improve this year's Ramadan. And personally for me, this not only just applies to Ramadan, it also applies to like Umrah and Hajj. All of these things, we are so developed our relationship with Allah for a split second, a moment, like a frame, just for one frame, is so beautiful and so perfect. But then afterwards we get back to our daily lives, reality hits us in the face and we completely forget about that. So I want to try and maintain and develop a habit, and the habit means that you won't break it even once you're outside of Ramadan, even once you're not in that spiritual buzz, there's not that spiritual atmosphere anymore. Even though there's not that, I want to try and maintain any good habits that I develop within Ramadan. Before Ramadan starts, I want to try and learn all the etiquettes, all the good things, all the mannerisms that I'm supposed to be doing while I'm in Ramadan. Of course, there's a simple like no watching any YouTube videos, no scrolling on social media, no reading any manga. Learning about more what the Prophet ﷺ used to do while in Ramadan will be good. So I will try to learn this and incorporate it into Ramadan as much as possible. Umar Sulaiman is going to be doing a playlist of videos and a series of videos as he does for every single Ramadan. So maybe watching this year's videos as it comes out live might be a fun thing to do. So I will try to do that as well. One of the last things is I want to try to improve my character and my conduct. So I don't want to be lazy, I don't want to be a pushover, I don't want to be arrogant, I don't want to be ignorant. So I just try to improve and not do the negative and not be a negative person in general. I want to be a positive person and I want to try and enter Ramadan with a positive mindset.